digital facelift of citizen services has definitely transformed governance. So be it e-payments, online verification of documents, or anything else, today citizens need not go to a government office particularly to avail any service. Now here the question arises, what about people residing at the rural areas, or in the remote corners of the country, or in any far-flung areas where digital transformation is still a question? Now this is where the role of CSCs, the Common Services Centers, comes into the picture. Hi, I'm Adarsh Som from ETGovernment, and today, for this exclusive conversation, I have with me an eminent guest. He is Shri Sanjay Kumar Rakesh, the Managing Director and CEO at CSCs, the Common Services Centers e-Governance Services by Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Firstly, Sanjay ji, a very warm welcome to you to this exclusive conversation with ETGovernment.
Thank you.
Sir, before we delve into the main set of questions, I would like to understand from you what exactly is the CSC model? How is CSC working and bridging that digital divide, taking services to the last mile?
Okay. CSC as a concept works on the principle of entrepreneurship. In this, a local person from the locality who knows how to operate computers runs a small kiosk which is connected with the internet, and using the kiosk and the platform that CSC has developed, he delivers services which are digitalized to the citizens who come to him for assisting in the delivery of the service. The purpose is that as digital revolution moved on, it was felt that people who have the knowledge and the infrastructure, whether it's a smartphone or the laptop or computer, they can avail the services easily from the comfort of their home. But those who are either not so tech savvy to do it themselves or don't have the infrastructure, how do we reach out to them? As you said, for the rural areas and the remote areas. So these assisted mode of service delivery through common service centers have been developed. Here, any person can come to the kiosk. The person sitting there or operating the kiosk helps him in availing the services, and in lieu of that, he collects a small fee which is prescribed by the government. So it's a win-win for both, because he is an entrepreneur, he gets a fee for his service, so he has incentive in delivering a good service, and citizens who can't do it themselves get the service near their home at a small cost.
That's a great initiative, sir. So I would like to understand, recently you came up with this e-sign service, and this is basically to enhance the digital access. So can you shed some light on what exactly this service is all about and how is it impacting on ground?
Actually, when we started assisting in delivery of services, we came to realize that there are many services in which there is a requirement for submission of documents self-attested by the person himself in a physical form, or he has to put his ink signature or signature on many documents, whether it's applying for a driving license or applying for a loan or opening a bank account, which has now been very much digitalized. So, and those transmission of physical papers requires huge effort and time, because you have to first sign it, then send to a courier, it receives, and then it takes a lot of time and effort. So we have introduced the e-sign. Using that, the person who is desirous of availing a loan or similar services can simply, using his Aadhaar, digitally sign the document, and that can be transmitted electronically and almost instantaneously. So the time and effort taken in the physical transmission of document, that is eliminated, and the real benefit of digitalization gets realized through the e-sign. So what we have done, we have got a CA certificate from the CCA. We have now the engines. Our VLE can sign or enable the signature by any citizen using his Aadhaar credential and OTP or biometric, and then sign the document and send it to appropriate person or authority who delivers the service.
You rightly said, sir. There are a lot of times, when citizens have to submit or upload documents which are self-attested, and I think this kind of service, which is e-sign service offered by CSC, it could definitely be really big help for these citizens, especially those who are already facing issues with digital technologies. I think that's a really appreciable initiative. Now, moving on, there's another initiative which I was reading about before coming to your office, and this is CSC Safar Air. So, what exactly is CSC Safar Air, and how is it benefiting the people on ground? I mean, what is the benefit out of it?
Nowadays, movement of the persons have increased. Even rural area, people are moving from one place to another place, and ticket bookings have gone online and digital. In urban area, there are many centers, many travel agents who assist in getting you the tickets, but in rural area, such agents are not many. So, initially earlier, we had tied up with the IRCTC to provide the rail reservation to the people in the rural area through our CSC centers and village level entrepreneur VLE. But we also found that with the passage of time, propensity to travel by air has also gone up even in rural area. So, we have tied up with some big aggregators in the air travel, and through CSC Safar portal, we provide the citizens facility to book even air tickets through our CSC centers. So, CSC Safar as a whole allow them to book whether he wants a train through IRCTC or by air through these CSC Safar portals. And in this portal, we will also be bringing in hotel reservation and other facilities, so that we give him a comprehensive travel package to him, and he does not have to come to the city to avail his tourism or his holidaying in any part of the country.
So I think that will be a really great addition to this if you come out with offering them hotel bookings as well through this portal. But I was also wondering, if people from the rural areas will be booking air flights, flight tickets basically, or trains or hotels through CSC portal, they must be also paying electronically, or online payments will be initiated. So, do you also have prepaid payments program like that?
In fact, the CSC has been designed in a fashion that our VLE can collect money from the citizens in any form, even in cash. And we have an arrangement with VLE through a prepaid wallet system, where we debit the value equivalent to the transaction value from the VLE account. So, the payment process is completely taken care of, and even for high value payments, we have integrated our payment gateway systems where citizens can pay directly or through VLE. So, payment is instantaneous and properly taken care of.
So, there was another very interesting initiative, that was Digital Gram Panchayat. So, can you help me understand what exactly Digital Gram Panchayat is?
This is a natural evolution of the system. Gram Panchayats have now, almost all Gram Panchayats now have offices. Now, in those offices, there are 2-3 things which are required. One, the services offered by the Gram Panchayat, they also need to be digitalized. Second, the Gram Panchayats have to do many interactions with the higher government authorities, whether it's a Panchayat department of the state government, district administration. So, the data etc. also has to be digitized for easy communication. And third, citizens can come to the Gram Panchayat and avail the Panchayat services as well as any other government services. Then the utility of the Gram Panchayat office goes up significantly. So, digital Panchayat as a concept is evolving, that in the Panchayat there is a CSC center also, and the VLE there, he delivers to the citizen all the services which is delivered is required by him from the Gram Panchayat, from the state government or the central government, or even the non-government services like B2C banking and other services, Aadhaar etc. In addition, the processes of Gram Panchayat also gets digitalized, so that the process becomes fast, it becomes ease of using and all. So, Digital Gram Panchayat is emerging as an institution which will be in sync with the future requirement and really extend the benefit of digital revolution to the inhabitants of the Gram Panchayat.
So, that was a very great initiative of Digital Gram Panchayat, through which Gram Panchayat becomes a hub for people to come to that particular office and avail all the services which are offered by the government, and it also connects them to the bigger governance model that we have in the country. Now there's another very interesting initiative by the CSC where you are including women and empowering them through your model. So the DigiPay Sakhi is one of the initiatives. So that is very interesting model. Can you help me understand and our audience understand what exactly that initiative is all about?
Sure. DigiPay Sakhi concept has been evolved by us in collaboration with the Ministry of Rural Development. Under National Rural Livelihood Mission, Ministry has nurtured a very large number of women groups into self-help groups who do a small business and also do the transaction among themselves, because they have a bank account and then the women of the group, they deposit the money and then they get a loan also, and then they do business also. In that process there was a issue. Usually banks are not very near. So if the women have to withdraw a small amount of money at different point of time, or whenever they need the cash, they had to go to the bank which is far off, and that would require the time and effort. So, and we in CSC has a system we call it DigiPay, in which based on the biometric enablement, the person can withdraw the money. It's a called Aadhaar enabled payment system. It's a very simple, that if a person wants to withdraw cash from his account, he does not have to remember either his bank account number or the branch where he has. He just has to remember the bank in which he has the account, and he has to bring his Aadhaar. He comes to the VLE, in this case the leader of the self-help group, Sakhi they are called. So we call him the DigiPay Sakhi. So she comes to him, her shows the Aadhaar number and then tells that my bank account is in State Bank of India or similar. And the lady, the DigiPay Sakhi, she does the 2-3 entries, she enters the amount, takes her thumb impression, and then the transaction is done. She can give her the cash instantaneously, and settlement is taken through the bank account. So this eminently facilitates the transactions that the self-help group does among themselves, and also if any women of the village wants to withdraw the cash, this lady can help him. So DigiPay Sakhi is a empowerment of the self-help group in managing their cash without having the hassles of visiting the bank branch often.
Right, sir. And sir, just taking this, this discussion forward, I would like to underline, you said that, in your answer, that the banks or the bank branches are generally, very far when it comes to rural areas. It's not like urban areas where we have, an ATM or a bank branch now in every 100-200 meters. So for them it becomes really difficult when they have to transact cash, and DigiPay Sakhi is a big model which is helping them to do that. Now my question is CSC also collaborating with fintechs or any other banks or financial institutions to further empower people through their transaction journey, or helping them to ease their finance?
Yes. In fact, CSC is collaborating with most of the banks in the country and other major financial NBFCs, institutions, in a variety of the way, because the purpose is that people living in rural area should also have the same facilities and same ease of access to the facility that a person in the urban area has. So with that purpose in mind, we have collaborated with the banks, and today I am proud to say that CSC is the largest corporate banking correspondent in the country, with more than 80,000 banking correspondent or customer service points across the country. Through these customer service points, citizen can get all the basic banking services. He can open an account, he can open an FD, he can withdraw the cash, he can deposit the cash, he can request for a checkbook, and all the banking services. So that is being done. Not only this, we also realize that there is a need for loan by the people living in rural area also. They may need an emergency, or they need to buy something, So, we also have tied up with many fintech financial institutions including banks, that he comes to CSC, our VLE generates the lead for the loan to the bank, and he has the information that who is eligible for what kind of loan, and he also supports in submitting the documentation which I mentioned through e-sign, and based on that banks sanction the loan. So, in a month we help in disbursement of about 1,000 crore worth of loan every month. Not only this, we have also have the mechanism that once loan is disbursed, to pay the EMI, the person does not have to go to the branch each month. Many of the rural area people do not believe in direct bank deduction, so they want to pay in cash. So, we have tied up with them. The person can come to the CSC center, pay his EMI, he gets the receipt and money gets credited. So, all his banking requirements is met at CSC center. This is what we are trying as a motto to develop, and a person does not need to go to the bank branch for anything to do unless there is some requirement for a specific cases.
Yes, sir, that's again a very interesting initiative. So, there was one question that's hovering in my head. So, since CSC is catering to such a huge population, right, and most of that, though the population that CSC is catering to are in a very cost sensitive areas, right? These people, for them, cost is a big thing, right? And all the work that you are doing, be it delivering services, be it establishing CSC centers or collaborating with the fintechs, providing them banking services at their CSC centers or digital program Panchayat, all those initiatives, all of them definitely have some cost, right? Be it putting up infrastructure. So, how are you trying to make these services for the people affordable and accessible? What are the initiatives that you've been taken to make these services and all these initiatives that you're taking for the people affordable and accessible?
Yes, actually CSC is a very unique model. This derives in the concept of localization and cost minimization. So, what happens that because the person running the kiosk is from the same local area, he does not have much external cost. Usually the premise that he runs the kiosk is his own. So, that also helps in cost cutting. To start a CSC, at most you require a investment of about ₹1 lakh, and for the IT infrastructure and also the furniture and all. So, with ₹1 lakh with his own space, he can start the CSC. So, his cost is much lower than anybody who comes from outside. And the second part, for a merchant or our partners, whether it is a bank or government, cost of delivery of services for them is also very low, because they do not have to send their manpower, their employee, they do not have to do the infrastructure. So, with both sides being optimization in the cost, we are able to deliver services to the citizens at a very minimal cost and still get the profit out of it. So, in government services, fee is generally decided by the government, which is very low, and for the financial services and all, it is generally banks and institutions who pay to the CSC, because it helps in their cost cutting. So, for the citizen, they do not have to pay anything extra. So, it is a win-win for all three, for the citizen, for CSC, and for also the merchants and financial institutions who want to reach out to the rural area.
That's a great model, sir. And till now, it's been a really wonderful conversation speaking with you. So, I come to the last question of our conversation. So, I want to understand, what do you look, how do you look forward to CSC? I mean, what are your future plans? Any strategies in mind? Anything, any initiative you would like to come up with?
Actually, CSC has expanded very rapidly and in a large number. Today, we have about 6 lakh CSCs, and we do not restrict on the number. So, we let the people come because we believe in selection by the citizens. So, if a CSC does not give a good service, citizen has a choice to go to another CSC and get a good service. So, while promoting the rapid expansion, we have realized that now we have to start focusing on the quality of delivery of services and citizen satisfaction also. So, now we would be investing in the improving the quality of CSC centers. One, there would be, it is ongoing, there is a training of VLE to make him aware that the large number of services that CSC is offering, he should first be aware of, then only he can explain the citizen, and then how to handle the citizens, how to make the service delivery faster. So, we are working on that. We had under Mission Karmyogi trained 1 lakh VLE recently. Now, Digital India Common Service Center is another effort where we are training. So, that is one part that enable this our VLE to deliver services better and more services. Secondly, we are now also trying to connect with the citizens to get their feedback and improve the service delivery. Third part is that CSC should emerge not only as a service delivery point, it should emerge as a trusted point where citizen can come and seek advice also. If they have any problem with the government or they want to know how to avail a service and what are their entitlement. So, that way the capacity is also being built in the system. So, they can come and with the trust that whatever advice will be given, whatever service will be delivered, it will be delivered with quality and at appropriate cost. Then bring in the premium services like Aadhaar, where the trusted environment is required. So, like tele-education, then even we are negotiation or talking to the courts that cases can be filed through CSC, or even appearance, video appearance can be done through the CSC, so that villager does not have to go to the court each date of appearing. So, those trusted services like in interview, like passport interview can also be done without his requirement of coming to the passport centers. So, those value added services which required a trusted environment can be delivered through the CSC. Fourth part is which I said that many of the services though you and I can avail, but usually using them is little complicated. You need to know a lot of things. So, CSC by virtue of doing this thing is aware of that. So, he does it. So, and then using the AI technology and predictive technologies, we will enable this VLEs to help the citizen much better. And if they have any grievance with us, that also we are, in fact, we have now tied up with the Salesforce for improving our customer relationship management, and if they have any grievance. So, improving the performance is what we have. And then last part that we are working with many organizations, that we have done the digitalization all good, but many processes are still back-end processes are traditional. So, why not we digitalize end to end? Why can't our CSC center becomes the branch extension itself? Why do we need somebody to come to the branch office and deliver the documents physically? All this can be digitalized and delivered from there. So, taking the true benefit of digitalization by working with the partners, we will further improve the efficiency. In fact, we are working with 10 centers in Chhattisgarh with a bank, they call it BCBO, Banking Correspondent Branch Office. So, it is a enhanced form of BC operations where the basic branch services will also be given, look and feel will be like branch. So, that kind of initiatives that we are working on.
So, those are some really noteworthy initiatives and very forward looking approach that you just talked about. Also, I would like to echo when you said that CSC should not just be a service delivery platform, it should also be a trusted environment there a citizen can go to and also know more about their entitlements, the kind of services that are on offer by the government, and how to avail those services in an effective way. What are the benefits of those services? Also, I would like to make a note of this, that some initiatives which you told about, which you're looking forward to, are really appreciative when you say that you're trying to get courts as part to join or collaborate with the CSCs, that people can go for hearings or file cases online through that through your service centers. Or you are also trying to get passport seva on board, where people can go for passport interviews through service centers. I think if these things can come into action, things will definitely transform, the governance will definitely transform, and people will get that ease, right, which they actually need, and they'll be able to avail the government services in a more effective, in a more more effective manner. So thank you for sparing out time. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights with us. It was really an insightful interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.